All right, so let's get started with our call. I wanted to thank everyone for being here on Wednesday. As always, you get to come out and we get to hang out and drink wine together, and it's a lot of fun. But today I wanted to switch up the call a little bit. I wanted to start with recognition and some new rank advancements and all of that stuff because it's super important that we celebrate all of those things. So let me share my screen and we'll start. Oh, crap, why does this keep coming up? Okay, I think it's still working. I don't know. All right. I don't know why it's asking me that. Can you guys still see me? What's going on? Can you guys see me? I can't see you. All right, I don't like that. I can't see you guys. So we're not going to do it that way. Hold on. All right. Sorry. No, it's too small. All right, that's good enough. That's just going to have to do. So I wanted to start with a recognition. Although I just checked my Coach Online office and I see that Emmy now has 7 Success Club points, but I wanted to celebrate our coaches who have hit Success Club so far, and those of you who are so close. You either have like 1 more point left or you have a couple more to get, so don't give up. We're halfway through the month. That doesn't mean that you have to stop giving up or start giving up now. I've hit Success Club as late as the 31st of the month, so you can take as long as it takes you, but that's why it's great to get it done in the first half so you don't have to worry about it. But so our coaches with in the 3 Lives Change Club, we have Emmy with 7, we have Nicole and Carolyn with 6, and then myself with 17. Then this is annoying. Then we have for the 1 Plus Lives Change Club, we have Maggie Alderson, Vicky Spross, Lisa Papanow. I always feel like I say that wrong. I'm sorry. Kylie McDonald with 4. We have Vanessa Ponder, Megan Meyer, Sarah Newberry, Alicia Aquaviva, Lauren Avon, Emmy Fretz, Bridget Benson, Courtney Blake, Deanna Guffey, Deanna Fike, Tootie James, Sasha McNeely, Alyssa Alonso, Erin Jenkins, and Emily Taranzas with 2. So you guys have enough time to make Success Club happen, and that is a long list of names. So I really think that is one of the longest lists that we've had actually up on the board. So now it's a matter of getting that 1 extra point to get you to Success Club. And I know that all of you can totally do that. And something that is really awesome, last week we had 22 lives changed as a team. This week we have 41 lives changed as a team. And that is so many people who were helping together as a whole in 1 month. So that's something that I will continue to do. Every week we'll tally up how many lives we're changing together as a whole. And I think that's really powerful to share with everyone, that we're really helping a lot of people as a team, because together everyone can achieve more, the little corny slogan or acronym of team, but it's so true. So I wanted to make sure that you guys got recognition for being awesome. And then we have some new Emerald coaches on our team. We have Kylie McDonald, who's an Emerald coach. We have Lauren Goldstein, who will be an Emerald coach as soon as her 1 coach is active, so I'm counting it. We also have Maggie Alderson, who hit Emerald in February, and Vicky Spross, who also hit Emerald in February. And if I forgot anybody, please shout them out now. I hope I didn't miss anyone for February. No, we're good? Okay. So what this means now that these coaches are Emerald coaches, it means that they have signed up 2 coaches on their team. It means that they now, when they hit Success Club 5, will be eligible to get 6 free customer leads from Beachbody. So if somebody is watching TV and they order a 21-day fix, they'll get assigned to an Emerald coach, and that person would help them. They can reach out to them, work with them, and that's a free customer for you. You get commission on their orders as well, which is pretty sweet. And also, as an Emerald coach, you now will have the chance to earn what's called a team cycle bonus. So based on the volume of your team, how well your team is doing, you will get bonuses every week for your team doing well. So that's something super exciting to look forward to now that you guys are Emerald coaches. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you today about mindset, and there are 7 things that you want to be focusing on to help you. I tried to get rid of Facebook because I didn't want to keep bleeping. There's my top 7 areas for you to focus on that are going to help you get your mindset right, get you back on track. I know I've heard it from a lot of people. A lot of leaders have come to me and said that this month has been a lot harder than expected, or I've had people tell me they're just feeling off, or just everything's just not going the way they thought it would go. And I'm here to tell you, it's not you. It's just not you. It's everyone. So if you're feeling like you're not doing as well as you would like to be doing, just know you're not alone. It's not just you. And I'll tell you some 7 things that will help you kind of kick yourself into gear and finish out this month strong. So we're going to start with fail forward fast. Now, I put this little picture because I thought it was really funny and it would make you guys laugh. But it's true. Even if you fall on your face, you're still moving forward. So if you reach out to 20 people and you invite them all and you're super excited, and I know when you start as a new coach and you're brand new, you're super excited and you want to share everything you know about coaching with these people, and you might word vomit all over them. And they might tell you no because you just word vomited all over them. But that's okay, because you know why? You got that out of the way. You failed. You got it done with. We're all human. I've done it before. I'm sure I've sent long pages of messages like, oh yeah, I'm a Beachbody coach and it's 21-day fix, and you get these really cool containers, and it's Shakeology, and it's not a pyramid scheme. And like nobody ever asked me for any of that information, but I was so excited that I just wanted to share it. So if you have done that, you are that much closer to where you want to be, because you've already failed. You've gotten it out of the way. I'm sure there are other mistakes you have made along your journey. I make mistakes all the time, like forgetting what day it is, missing calls, and like things like that, which I know there's no excuse for that, but we all make mistakes. So the fact that you've made a mistake, you recognized it, you failed forward, and you've gotten it out of the way, you're good. Now, there are also 4 levels of action. So when you come to these team calls, it's not enough to just show up for the team call. When you leave the team call, there are things that you need to do, and that's take action. Something that I learned at NLC that Bonnie Engel said was, there are no aha moments. An aha moment means nothing unless you take action. So you could listen to the greatest personal development or listen to the best call by the top coach or Melanie Mitro said to do this, and you could be like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. She's so smart. That's an awesome idea. Maybe I should do that. And then you don't do anything about it, then you just wasted an hour of your time listening to a call if you're not going to go out and actually take action. So the 4 levels of action are no action, which is just not doing anything, listening to this call, being here, and then leaving, and oh, it was a great call. Like, she looked cute in her robe, I guess I learned something. Or going back and doing backwards action, which would be like self-sabotaging, or I'm not good enough for this, or making excuses for why you don't have Success Club, or I just don't have time to talk to people, or I don't have the confidence to post, or I'm not an active coach because I canceled my HD, or like just doing things like that are not going to help you. They're only going to set you back. So that's backwards action. Then there's normal action, which is what most people do. They just are okay with being normal, and you guys aren't normal. I hate to break it to you, but you're not normal. You're better than normal. people don't want to be around normal people. They want to be around people who are exciting and people who are entertaining and have a personality and aren't afraid to be themselves. And that's you guys, because not for nothing, I don't think I would talk to you guys if you guys were normal. Like, what attracted you guys to me and what attracted me to you was the fact that you were interesting. You had different things that you were into. You were easy to talk to. You had a personality. You weren't just a name and a face. So by it's the same thing if somebody said, oh yeah, the movie, I just saw this movie. It was kind of normal. It was nothing really exciting happened. And it was just like your regular old movie, like, would you go see the movie? Probably not. Like, it sounds so boring. So you don't want to be normal. You are way better than that. And then the other level of action, which is my personal favorite, is crazy, ridiculous. I can do this because I'm a badass and I was put on this planet to kick booty action. And that is what you are going to do after this call. You're going to go back. You're going to reevaluate your business, look at where you are and where you want to be, and you're going to do that crazy, ridiculous, I can do this, badass action, okay? So another thing that could be holding you back is baggage. So Elsa says, let it go. You got to let that shit go, all right? Leave your baggage behind. You are too busy. Like, oh, I'm so busy. I doubt it. I doubt you're too busy. You have at least 2 hours of hidden time in your day that you can get stuff done, and I'll tell you exactly what those times are. So if you're ever driving at any point in your day, that's time. You can use that for personal development. Obviously, I don't recommend messaging people and doing follow-ups while you're driving, but you can do your personal development while you're driving. Or maybe you're shoveling snow because it just snowed a lot. You could pop your headphones in, do your personal development, get some ab work done while you're shoveling, There are so many things that you can do while you're doing other things that don't require your brain. So like shoveling doesn't really take much of your brain to do. You can listen to personal development, ingest that while you're doing that. Maybe you are writing out cards for your challengers. You can listen to personal development while you do that. So if personal development is one of the things you struggle with getting in, think about a time where you're doing something that you can also be listening to something and try to fit it in that way. Because I really think that might be something that if you're struggling and you're doubting yourself, you're probably not doing as much personal development as you should be. Now, other types of baggage are things that happened to you in the past. Maybe you were bullied or picked on like I was when I was in school, and that was years ago, and you're still holding on to that like, oh, that girl was so mean to me. Like, get over that and use that stuff to, which I'll talk about in a little bit, turn it into an opportunity. So if someone, let's say, this is really hard for me to talk about because my dog is like really not doing well. So I can't use the excuse that, oh, if we do have to put my dog down, I can't use the excuse like, oh, well, I just put my dog down and I can't, I don't have time. And like, I'm just so sad about putting my dog down. I just can't focus on my business. Like, yeah, I understand. Like even if it's a person, a dog, no matter what, you do deserve that time. You do deserve the time, take the time to get over what it is that is holding you back. But at the same time, think about that person, or I'm just using a dog because it's less, for some people, it's less, I don't know, sad. I don't know. It's still sad to me, but I didn't want to say like, oh, if a family member died. But take the time and think about what that person would want you to do. Like, would that person want you to sit there and mope and be sad and depressed and not do anything and put your life on hold because of one thing that happened to you? Or would they want you to be the best that you can be and work your ass off and just be the greatest person that you can for them? So that's just like, I don't know if that's the best example, but you can't let things that happen in your past affect your current situation right now. So take that mess, make it your message. If you struggled with an eating disorder, take that mess, Make that your message. And that's your reason why you're here. You're here to share that with other people and help other people who were going through the same things. If you don't have the money, I mean, you clearly are probably tired of hearing that from people you're trying to talk to. So why would you tell yourself you don't have the money to do what it is that we're doing? If that's what you believe, then the reason why other people are telling you they don't have the money is because you don't believe in the quality and the value of what it is that you have, and you don't have the belief in yourself that you can make this work. Also, too, this is huge. Oh, I don't have Lindsay Matway as my upline. Or, oh, if only Bonnie Engel were my upline. Like, oh, but I'm in an inside leg. And, like, don't ever use your placement in your team as an excuse. And this is something that I used to do. And I would be like, oh, if only my coach actually coached and helped me, I'd be better off. Or if only I were not on an inside leg, because I am, and that sucks, and I'm not going to be able to do as much with this as I could. And if I kept thinking that, I wouldn't be here. So the more time that I spent like thinking about all the bad things was less time that I was using to focus on like actually going somewhere and getting myself out of this hole or out of the job that I didn't like, or whatever it is that your situation is. The more you dwell on the bad things, the less time you're going to have to spend working on a solution for what it is that you need to accomplish. And then this is just funny. The success train doesn't allow carry-ons, so just leave your baggage behind. If you want to be successful, you can't bring all of this negative energy with you. You kind of have to let it go, get over it, leave it in the past. You can talk about it only in a positive way. As you're overcoming things, you can talk about it, but don't talk about negative things, especially on your social media, because nobody's going to want to be around people who are negative. You'll attract negative people to you. So leave your baggage behind. It's only doing yourself a disservice continuing to think about things that are in your past that are like making you feel sad. Smile, don't think about those things, and you'll be much better off. So this is another, similar to what I was kind of talking about, but this is turning your possibilities, focus on possibilities over problems. So do your personal development. I just wanted to say it a couple of times in case you guys didn't hear me. It's so important. And I can tell you, I know when you're not doing your personal development, because that's when I get messages like, oh my God, this person said no, and I talked to them for 2 hours, and they said that they wanted to do it, and now I'm so sad. Like, did I do something wrong? And like, if you were doing your personal development, you would not take that person's comments to heart. You would understand that they're not ready. You would let that go, and you would move on. So any situation that you're in, try to flip it around and put a positive spin on it. So something that I have a problem, like for example, when I was trying to make the coach banner last month, I'm like, oh my God, I don't have room for all of these spaces. This is such a problem. Like, no, it's actually a really freaking good thing, because we blew it out of the water and recruited all these coaches last month, and that's a positive thing. Or, oh my God, I have like 50 unread messages in my inbox. Oh, I really don't want to sit here and answer all these messages. Or, wow, I am so grateful that I have all these people who want to talk to me now. I remember the days when I was like, somebody please message me. Like, so you always want to take something that is kind of crappy, flip it around, and look at the positive of your situation. Also, your story right now serves a purpose. So with every down, there's always an up. So if you're in a low right now and you're in a down part of the roller coaster or whatever, like I'm listening to Entrepreneur Roller Coaster, if you can't tell. But every down, there's always an up coming right after the down. So just look at this part of your life, if you're in a low right now, and look at it as part of your story that you can share with people. when you're in the millionaire club and you're telling them, oh yeah, I almost quit once, and oh, I'm so glad I didn't do that. Like, look at this and think about how funny it's going to be 2-3 years from now when you're making six figures and you're telling your coaches like, yeah, I almost quit too, but good thing I didn't quit, because I wouldn't be here now. So just always look at it as a way of something that's positive, something that you can tell other people down the road, and it'll be really funny. It might not be funny now, but it'll be funny later on. And this is actually something that I heard when I was in college. I forget who the guy was, but he came and did like a little seminar thing. And he said, there's always someone who would love to have your bad days. And that has always stuck with me for some reason. Like, I don't know why, maybe because I tweeted it. I don't know. But it has always stuck with me since I've heard that. And anytime that I feel like, oh my God, worst day ever, like, there's always somebody out there who is having a worse day than you, and they would love to have that bad day that you just had. So just keep that in mind when you feel like giving up, or you feel like it's just the worst day. Everybody told me no. Like, there's somebody out there who doesn't have food and doesn't have a place to live and doesn't have clothes and can't afford to feed their children or put their kids to school, like through school. So there's always people who are worse off than you, and people telling you no is not going to ruin your life. It's just a part of your life, and like I said, you can laugh about it later. So all of this is really a shift in your mindset. If you shift your mindset and only focus on the positive things and not get yourself down when things don't go your way, don't act like a toddler who doesn't understand like why they're not getting their way, and you want to shift your mindset and always shift it to the positive. Also, too, I don't know about you, but when people tell me that I can't do it, I freaking do it. Like, it makes me so fired up. Like, oh yeah, I can't do it. All right, you watch. I'll prove you wrong. Like, so when people say that what you're doing is you're never going to be successful, or that beach party thing, like, yeah, okay, we'll see how that goes. Take that and use that as your fuel to just go out there and blow it out of the water, so that a year from now, they're like, oh, I should have listened to you when you were talking to me about Beachbody. Like, I can't tell you how many people have come to me who I've talked to my very first month as a coach, and they're like, oh my God, I should have listened to you when you said that it was a good idea for me to do it. And it's like, yeah, I told you. I wasn't lying to you, but the fact that they told me I couldn't do it just made me want to do it even more. So if you're the kind of person who gets fired up and motivated by that, use that to your advantage. So one thing I want you to do, I know this isn't the end of the call, but if you could write down 3 problems you're having this month, maybe people are telling you no, or maybe you just feel like you don't have enough time, or you have too many people, too many messages, or just anything. 3 problems you have, and I want you to really work hard to turn it into a positive. Turn it into something positive. So, for example, all these people keep telling me no can be, that's awesome, because I have all these people next month who I can follow up with, who right now in February wasn't their time, but maybe in March will be a better time for them. And I have this whole list of people who already told me no, who I can follow up with and see if it's a better time for them. You see how I did that? So I want you all to do that. Pick 3 problems you have, turn it into a positive, and then that you can just comment on the little in the team page that I'll make a little post, or we can just put it where I post the recording of this call. So you'll put your homework in there. But it's just so important that you actually do that. Go out, take that action. Don't do the backwards action or no action or normal. Just go out there and just do it, because I bet you that once you do that, all of your problems would just seem so meaningless to you, and you'll be able to really focus on what it is that's important. So number 4, and this is probably the easiest one, is seek out people who will be there for you. Strong personal relationships. And the fact that you're on this team, and the fact that we're all here on this team call, is just a prime example of that. We're surrounding ourselves with strong and compassionate people, aka our team, And when you build a team, it's super important that when you're talking to people that you would like to have on your team, you look for quality over quantity. You don't just sign up any old Joe Schmo on the corner because you want to be a diamond coach. Like, think about it this way. If you go on a trip, like I was just on a trip to Hawaii, and I had to stay in a room with these people. I had to share a bed with these people. Like, the people you just have on your team should be people that you wouldn't mind sharing a bed with. And that is something that I always ask myself, like, okay, if I were in a hotel room with this person, would I be okay sharing a bed with them? And if I can't say yes, then I don't feel like they would vibe well with our team. So you really want to look for more quality over quantity, because your coaches are your family and they're your best friends. And you don't want to have to pretend to be friends with somebody, because we all know how awful that is. So these are people that you're working with. They're people who you literally get to handpick your team. So when you're picking your team and you're talking to people, that's why it's so important to talk to like-minded people and get to know people and form people and really understand who they are, and not just ask everybody like, oh, you should be a coach because I need a coach to be diamond, so you should be it. Like, you really want to talk to people and get to know them. Okay, so this is something that we are all familiar with, and we have been doing our live power hours. I'm really happy with how they're going. I know it's really hard. Everyone has different schedules and different times, so we're trying to do them on different varied times. But even if you're not able to get on the power hour, that doesn't mean that you don't work that day or you don't do your power hour. You can do your power hour alone. I did mine alone today. I had the video on, but nobody was around, so that's fine. But I still did it. And you want to always picture, like, this is a team cup month. So people are going harder than hard right now. Like, this is the month where everyone is going balls to the wall. They're inviting more people than they've ever invited ever. And you want to treat every month like it's a team cup month. Now, I talked to the Canadian team who won the team cup when I was at NLC, and they said, like, they've literally won it every single year. I don't know if they're winning it now, but they literally said that they go super, super duper hard, and then the rest of the months they don't go as hard. So if you just go as hard as you would every month as a team cup month, or maybe even like a tiny bit harder than you would normally go every month, that's going to help put you that much closer to where you want to be. So every day, try to do like 1% more than you did the day before. That's a good way to measure it. You don't have to go like, all right, well, I'm inviting 5 people. I guess I have to invite 50 people now every day. Like, no, just do like 1% more. Maybe this week you do 5 a day. Maybe next week you have more time, you do 6 a day. I don't know. Just as long as you're always improving and you're always doing the things that you know you should be doing. Now, you also want to zone in and focus on your goal and not be a squirrel. This is something that I personally struggle with. I don't know. I was never diagnosed with ADHD, but I could have it. I don't know. I always try to do 50 million things at once, and then I don't get anything done. And then I'm like, wait a minute, I just spent 3 hours and I have a list and nothing's checked off, but I have a list, you know? So you want to make sure that you give yourself a schedule, you give yourself deadlines, you give yourself specific allotted amounts of time to do things, and do that power hour. And then also, don't try to do everything in one day. Like, I have this planner. This planner is like the best planner ever. If you are looking for a planner, this is like a shameless plug, but I mean, I don't work for this company, but this planner is the best planner ever. It has little spots. I don't know if you can even see me, but it has little spots on it for every hour of the day from 6 to 9. And I can fill in like, okay, I have a call with this person. I have a call with this person, or throughout the whole day. And then on the bottom, it has top priority, secondary priority, other, and then ideas. So every night before I go to bed, I write down the 3 other items I'm going to do that day on top of my power hour. So today it was the Girl Boss video, working on onboarding, and then a group's post planner, which I did not have a chance to get to. But I have 3 things on my list. It's so much easier to do 3 things than to try to do everything all at once, because then you feel like a failure because you didn't get anything done, or you only got one thing out of like 15. Instead, if you pick one specific thing, or maybe like 2 bigger goals every day to get done, then at the end of the day, you'll win that day because you got that done and you got your power hour done. So don't try to tackle the world and do everything all in one day. Break things up. And if you have a bigger goal, break it up into smaller goals and do maybe like a little bit each day so that you can have it done by the end of the week. Also, too, for your power hour, if you are doing it by yourself, get a timer. And actually what I've been using now that Lauren told me about it, or I don't know, she reminded me of it, the 30/30 app. Create your power hour. Put the app next to you. It literally is like, beep, move on to the next task. And you're like, okay. And then you do that. And then it'll tell you when to move on to the next task. It's so simple. And it's just like, you need to use it if you're not using it. And I tried to use it once in the past, and my problem was I was putting too many things on it, like, oh, post on Facebook, oh, do this, do that, do that. I was putting like squirrel power hour in there. But if you just put your specific power hour tasks where you're sitting down at your computer or your phone and you're doing those things, you can totally get all of that done in that hour. Yeah, so I'm like sweating a lot right now. I don't know why. So if you hear anyone say like, oh yeah, Beachbody didn't work for me, it's basically like they're saying, I didn't do the work. Beachbody can work for anyone who's willing to do the work. If you're not willing to do the work, then no, it's not going to work out the way you want it to work. But if you can't blame it, oh, Beachbody didn't work for me, it's that you personally did not do the work, and you have to take responsibility for not doing the work. Now, I'm not calling out anybody on this call, but I'm just saying, so if you have coaches who are telling you, it's just not working for me, it's not working for me, that means they're not doing the work. It has nothing to do with you not helping them, because if they were doing the work and coming to you and asking you for help, that's another thing. But if they're just expecting it to work and not do anything, it has nothing to do with you. So that's like a little side plug. Don't ever let any of the coaches who you sign up tell you that their failure or their not being successful is your fault, because it's not. It's everything to do with them. So that's just like, I don't know, that just came out, and I thought that was important. And then the other thing too, number 6, is personal growth and development. So once again, personal development is important. It's just, if you're not doing your personal development, it's just like saying, I'm going to climb the mountain because I know better. I don't want to listen to the man at the top of the mountain who's telling me the way. Like, even though he's climbed it like several times, do you realize how dumb that sounds? Like, I'm just going to figure this out on my own. I'm not going to listen to the person who knows what they're doing and has done this already and has like written this book about being successful, and I don't know, like Tony Robbins. Yeah, I'm not going to listen to him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I'll figure this shit out on my own. Like, that sounds so dumb. These people are successful because they already made those mistakes. They failed forward, and they're sharing that with you so that you don't have to make those mistakes. So do your personal development, use what you're learning and apply it to your business. Because if you just read and then you don't do anything, then you might as well not even do it. So you have to read it, and every day after you do your personal development, take 5 minutes to sit down and actually think about what you heard or think about what you've read and see how it applies to your life. It might not apply directly to your Beachbody business, but it might apply to your life in other ways, and that's just as well as it applying to your business. So as long as you can find some type of application for it, then you're doing yourself you're doing something good for yourself to help yourself grow as a person. Now, just look at your PD as your roadmap to success. And like I said before, do it while you're doing other things. So the work with our team is already done for you. The scripts are already written for you. The how to battle objections, that's already figured out for you. How to follow up, that's already figured out. You have challenge group templates. You have little new coach welcome post thingies. I don't even know what the heck's in the Google Drive. There's so much shit in there, but it's already there for you. So you don't have to go out and recreate the wheel. You just have to take what's there and apply it and use it. And those of you who are doing that, it's showing. We have coaches who have been on our team for 2 weeks, and they are blowing me out of the water with their success. So the reason for that is they're using the materials that I'm giving to them. They're using their resources. They're using Google. They're not asking me silly questions that can be Googled. They're taking the initiative and they're going out there and finding things on their own, which is then helping them become a leader so that when they sign up coaches, they're not going to have their coaches coming to them asking them a million questions. And that's why I do that. When you guys message me and it's something that can easily be Googled and I see it, I'm telling you this so you know. If it's something that can be Googled and I don't answer you right away, it's probably because it can be Googled, and I want you to go out and Google it so that you can learn on your own. Now, I know it's probably much easier to message me and ask me, and I could tell you, but the fact that you're going out there and looking it up on your own is going to help you, because when you're a coach and you have a team of, I don't know, maybe even if you have a team of 10 people, you're not going to want to be answering messages from 10 people who are like, oh, where's the coach online office? Where's my coach ID? How do I find this? How do I find that? What link do I use? How do I do this? If I just told you all of that, you wouldn't know how to find it yourself. And then that'll carry over to when you have a team, and then they're going to ask you and you're just going to tell them. And then when they have coaches, they're going to get questions from their coaches that can easily be Googled. So I'm just trying to cut that chain before it happens. And that's the only reason why. And then I guess there are times where I don't actually see your message right away and I don't have a chance to answer it right away. And that's because I only check my messages twice a day. I have a bunch of messages right now that are unread that I haven't gotten to yet, but I'm not ignoring you unless it's something that can be Googled, and then I see that. So just know that if you ask me a question and you know it can be Googled and I didn't answer you, I probably just want you to Google it and see what you can find, because all I'm going to do is type your question in Google and then give it to you anyway. So it's just easier for you to do the work and figure that out on your own, because it'll help you grow. And that's why I'm doing it, to help you grow and become a leader and not have to depend on me. Because if I'm away or if something happens to me and I'm not around, I want you guys to still be able to do the things you need to do and be successful, even if I'm not in the picture. So not saying that I'm going to leave or do anything like that, but you know what I mean. So that's just Google is your friend. And then number 7, gratitude is the attitude. Now this is the biggest one. We all have this amazing gift to pay forward. We have either been a challenger in the past. We know what the programs do for us. We have gotten results. We feel amazing from Shakeology. We're loving our team. We have the support and accountability of all of these amazing people. We now get to pay that forward. And that is so awesome that we even have that ability to share something so amazing with people. So even if you just started, you're still gifted. Think about all of the things that you have and be grateful for that. Whether it's the team, or maybe you like I said, maybe you got awesome results with your program, or maybe it's not anything to do with health and fitness, but maybe you're just genuinely happy now. I don't know about you, but before I was a Beachbody coach, I was miserable. I was not happy with myself. I was not happy with my living situation at college. I was not happy with anything about my life at all. And so when I became a coach, I was just like, I'm actually starting to feel happy now. I have people who I can talk to, and doing this is just something that is making me feel happy. So if you're feeling happy, be grateful about that. And that's a gift that you have to share with other people, your pure happiness for what it is that you're doing. Now, every time you get pissed, think of something you're grateful for. So if you're sitting in traffic and you're really annoyed that there's 5 hours of traffic because you live in a really popular beach town and everybody wants to go there in the summer, right? And you're just pissed because you just want to get to the beach. Think about it like, wow, I am so grateful that I live here and I get to have this amazing beach all year round. And these people only get to come here in the summer when they're off from work. So I'm just so grateful that everybody wants to be here where I live because it's an awesome place to live. And I'm excited that I get to experience it all year round and everybody else is only in the summer. Like, I don't know if that's the best example, but anytime you get pissed, think of something you're grateful for. And don't assume the worst. So if you reach out to somebody and they ignore you and they don't message you back and they were going to sign up, but then they said, oh, next week. And then next week comes and they say, oh, next week. And then they totally ignore you. Don't assume the worst. Like, don't assume that they're ignoring you, or don't assume that they don't want to talk to you, or somebody told them something about you, or because when you start to assume things, you can drive yourself crazy. Like, if you think somebody's talking about you and then you just think about how that makes you feel. You're like, oh my God, this person's talking about me. I wonder what they're saying to me. I wonder what Kylie thinks about me now because I heard that Lauren was telling her that I smell bad and like I don't even know. But when you think about things like that, it sounds silly, but it's true. When you think about what everyone's saying or what people think of you, and you're just digging yourself even deeper into a hole of depression. Like, don't worry about what other people are saying and don't assume that it's you. Just look at them as they're not ready. They're not ready to start this journey. When they're ready, then I will be here to help them. Because it's 9 times out of 10, it's not you. Or I should say 10 times out of 10, because it's probably always never you. It's always the other person. And then don't allow other people's negative actions to change your positive spirit and attitude. So some people need more personal development. And they either don't know that they need it, or they refuse to do it, or it's just not something that they even know what it is. So before I started coaching, I didn't know what the heck personal development was. And then somebody told me I should be doing it. And I would my coach was like, oh yeah, you need to do personal development. And I'm like, don't like people who have problems do that. Like, people who go to like a psychiatrist, isn't that what that is? Like, for people who have issues. And she's like, well, no, like, not really. It's important that you do it. And I didn't do it. And my business suffered because I didn't do it. And then when I started doing it, I realized, wow, like, this is kind of cool. This is awesome. I'm a total badass now. It really completely changed my whole outlook on everything, and especially the way that I viewed myself. And that has been the biggest game changer for me. So don't allow other people's negative actions to change your positive spirit. If you're out with a group of people and there's one negative person trying to ruin your fun, a lot of times that negative person is going to bring down the whole group. But be that person who stands out and doesn't let other people's negative actions ruin your fun. Like, you are the only you that there is, and this is your life. So if people are going to be negative and talk negative about you and say things about you, make you feel like a piece of crap, then you don't need those people in your life. And you can just focus on being the best you that you can be, and not even allowing them, like, they don't deserve your time. That's what it comes down to. They don't deserve your time. And if you are letting their opinions or their words or their actions even take up your mind or take up space in your brain, then you're entertaining them. So don't even give them the time of day or the space in your brain or whatever you want to relate it to, because they don't deserve it. So I just wanted to end with a little quote. It's not happy people who are thankful. It's thankful people who are happy. So I want to let that sit on your brain, and you can comment in the team page what you think about that, but that is just, it's so true. People who are thankful are happy. If people are people can be happy, but they're not always thankful for what they have, and they don't express gratitude for what they have. So that's all that I had for the slideshow. I hope you found that helpful for you. I know a lot of people, like I said, we're feeling kind of bogged down this month, and I don't even remember what I said this past hour because I was so passionate about what I was saying. I just said a lot of other things that weren't even planned. So I hope something hit you and helped you in some way. And don't forget to do that 3 problems that really aren't problems. Turn it into something positive assignment after the call. Does anyone have any questions or want to say anything, input on anything? I'm sweating profusely from my armpits in this sweaty robe. That's how I can tell I was so passionate about what I was saying, because I'm literally sweating everywhere. Oh my God. Ew. So gross. Anything? If you want to say something, you can unmute yourself. Looks like somebody's trying to talk. No? All right. Well, that, I guess, will close out the call. We have a diamond call for the diamonds on this call who are going to stay on, and we're going to talk about some diamond things. But yeah, so we have special diamond calls. So if you want to get invited to those, you just got to hit that diamond, right? All right. Well, thanks, guys, for being on the call. And another congratulations out to our newest Emeralds this week, Kylie and Lauren. It's just been so cool to watch you guys just succeed so fast. And somebody commented on the post I made today, like, what, 3 weeks? Like, yeah, she did it. She's awesome. So congratulations again. Go celebrate and enjoy the rest of your night. I'll see you later, guys. Bye.